Hi, it's me, Jane, with Scraptastic Yarns podcast. Now I'm going to tell you about our little trip, our bus trip. It was a nice trip. Um, as I said, I'm not old enough to ride the bus, senior center, the senior bus, with the step agency. So I drive my car, and I generally have a couple people who ride with me so that I can go on these trips as well. The first place we went to Danville, Pennsylvania, and we went to several places there. We tried to do things or right in a certain area to see some things. And like I said, one of the first stops was a store called Biters. And this store, what I know as a Biters is a furniture store and a appliance store. However, this Biters is none of that. It's something totally different. It is more or less like a five and dime store. So they have all kinds of things, like I said, fabric, yarn, different kind of uh, little knickknacks and things, purses, a little bit of everything, toys, big floral department, and the best popcorn in the world. I didn't get any, but everybody on the bus said it was really good popcorn. Smelled really good while they were making it, so I'm sure it was pretty good. I'm going to show you some of the items that I got there. I did get I have seen these around, and I kind of wanted to play a little bit with the color pencil, where you color by number. I used to like doing the paint by numbers, so I thought I'd give that a try. I did purchase some yarn. I got Premier Deborah Norville collection Serenity Baby. Thought I would make some pretty hats. And I think this is called Sleepy Time. But I thought it was real pretty. So I got one of those. I also purchased, because I've never seen this anywhere near any of our stores yet, it's Red Heart's Hopscotch. I got two in the bicycle color. Really like that. It's a pretty color. And then I also got two in the, what is this, water slide color. Really pretty. After that, when we got through with that store, we were there about an hour. We went over to a Wise supermarket store, which it's a larger store than what's in our area, and it's a store that's here in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if it's in any other states. Um, but they have a dietitian that does nutrition tours. And so she gave us a tour of the hospital, tour of the grocery store, and all kinds of information about that. And we found out that she has free programs all the time, that she can work with you if you have certain nutritional questions, and even dietary, if you have some diet questions to help you along with that. So, I know Wegmans has a program like that. I don't think Giant Food Stores does here locally. I know the Giant Eagle food stores have that, but I don't think the Giant regular food stores has that. So I was kind of surprised to see that. It was nice, and we got a nice tour, and it was a long walking tour because it's a big store. It's way bigger than what we're used to. After we got through there, we went to a consignment shop, which is Abigail's Closet, pretty much a thrift store. It was a smaller shop. They had quite a few things in there, and we did some shopping, and it was really nice. Enjoyed it. From there, we went to a eatery that is in Danville called L.T. Evans Pub, and they had some of the best food I've ever had. They do have fresh cut fries. Everything we got was huge. It was a humongous amount of food. And I will say this, they have Coke products, and I don't care for Coke products, so I chose to get water and a cup of coffee. The coffee was so good I had 3 cups. It was that good. And I was really afraid that it would keep me up, you know. And one of the gals that's in the car with me was worried about me. Gotta go to the bathroom, otherwise you'll be wanting to go everywhere we stop at. She was afraid it would keep me up all night. Well, I have to tell you, after we got home from this trip, I hadn't been in this chair 5 minutes before I was asleep. So it was a pretty long day and quite eventful. The rest of this video is about the Joseph Priestley house. Joseph Priestley is mainly known for big things with chemistry. He discovered oxygen, and I don't mean that he discovered it because people knew about it before, but he basically discovered how it works, things that go with it, and he worked with several other gases. He was a man who lived in England. He was a bit of a radical. He was a preacher, scientist, but he thought science was his hobby. So that was kind of interesting to know that this man had done so much in science, in the chemistry field, that he really thought it was just a hobby. He thought foremost that he was a preacher and a teacher. He did help start the Unitarian Church in Philadelphia. He was friends with quite a few of our founding fathers. He had a long-standing writing letters with Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Washington. He knew all of them and ran around those circles and worked a lot with Benjamin Franklin. They wrote letters back and forth. Now, he also wrote up one of his first books includes Ben Franklin's Kite and the Key, the electricity experiment, and there's a display there. One of the pictures that you'll see later on in the video shows that book that's displayed. A lot of this is hard to see. There's not a lot of bright lighting because, of course, it's a museum. So I'm hoping that the picture and the videos, you'll enjoy that. One of the things that we did find out that Joseph Priestley had written quite a few books. I would say there were probably about 100 books that I was looking through quickly, trying to count the rows. That he had written about 100 books. Some of them were scientific, some were, plain basic, just preachings, those kind of things. When he was in England, because of his radical ideas and thoughts, he was run out of England. They burned down his home, his barn. Family left, came to America. He, in many ways, helped write our Declaration of Independence for America. So his writings were very important to Thomas Jefferson, and he included a lot of those ideas in his writings for the Declaration of Independence. The house was huge by those standards. It was 4 stories. And I want to say she said it was 10,000 square feet. Not exactly sure if I remember that correctly. But the rooms were very large, very spacious. The hallways were very large. Beautiful staircase. The kitchen was humongous, and his wife, she had designed most of the house. She never got to live in the house. But it's a beautiful structure, beautiful home. Penn State did purchase a property from the family, or not the family. Once the family left, they'd sold everything, Several owners were in between. Penn State had purchased it at one point. because he is considered one of the fathers of chemistry. They do still give out certain prizes every year for those chemistry students, that have gone on to do some remarkable work. Penn State still is sort of associated, the alumni and everyone in the chemistry department. They were part of it. One of the professors purchased it. Penn State helped keep it going. He purchased it to help restore it and do some things so that it could be kept for historical reasons. And that gentleman was a Dr. Pond. They do have a pond house where you can go in and you see some of the things, and they show you a short video about Joseph Priestley. So with that, I'll get those videos up there. And one of the other things is the nickname of this Professor Dr. Pond was Swampy Pond. And it's right there on the edge of the river, so you get to see a lot of the boats coming in. They managed to salvage the house so that Northern Railroad wouldn't take it, demolish it, and destroy that part of history. So if you ever get a chance, if you're in Northumberland, Pennsylvania, I would go see the Priestley House. It's a very interesting tour. It is run mostly by volunteers, so you would need to call to schedule an appointment or find out what their hours are for sure. They're not open all the time. They do have volunteers that take you through the tour. With that, I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good day.
Yeah, we put them in all from our restaurant and packages up in the fancy presents.
Well, she had said she thought 17.
I guess for you
You're only 3 blocks.
Was the front, that road wasn't even there. So they'd come in, curved driveway, and he had the house situated that was facing the river. So anyway, you come in, that was theirs. Mary and Joseph were out of chess players, so this is an actual item. Most of the furniture pieces in the house are actual time period pieces that they weren't his. The flute was his. He was a self-taught.
Oh, flute is
And I don't know if he was good at it